So the fear that people have about investing comes a lot of times from stuff like this. She raised $190,700,000. Investing is gambling. $200 million Ponzi scheme proves it. Investing is gambling when you come at it from the position of ignorance or greed or the both of them together. It's gambling 100%. And I'm going to prove it to you with this video and with articles about this $200 million Ponzi scheme that was ran on a group of people, 2,000 people. Check out this video right here.
Tonight, a South Florida woman was sentenced to 20 years in prison for leading a nearly $200 million Ponzi scheme that defrauded several investors.
Nico Clemens is live in Miami tonight. And Nico, you spoke with one of those victims.
And he was in court today when the judge sentenced the woman, U2. Look, he said he's moved on, but make no mistake, he says he was angry because this was his money, thousands of dollars. And he's accepted that he won't get most of it back.
Everything was good until it was ugly.
He trusted her.
And I was blindsided, and I was devastated. I was crying. I was sad. I realized, what am I going to do?
More than 3 years later, Stephen Schulman watched the judge sentence Joanna Garcia to 20 years in prison. Garcia, the former CEO of MJ Capital Funding, LLC, pled guilty for her role in a nearly $200 million Ponzi scheme that defrauded several investors. A Ponzi scheme often starts when a person offers to invest your money and you, the investor, are promised a consistent high return. Schulman was one of those investors.
I researched her, and she came on to me with her story and her background. She was called Mother Teresa.
Prosecutors say the scheme lasted from October 2020 through August 2021. They say the company didn't earn the profits it needed to pay investors back, so Garcia used the money raised to pay off previous investors while stealing millions of dollars for her own personal benefit.
The money that I lost was going to pay to save the lives of animals in distress.
Schulman is the CEO and founder of Animal Care Now, a nonprofit that provides emergency funding for animals in distress. He says he trusted Garcia with $50,000.
My insurance business faltered. There was no, COVID killed it. And my real estate business killed it. And so, this came along at an opportune time.
Schulman knows he can't go back in time, but he's satisfied knowing there's some justice.
I wasn't going to get any money back. I lost everything, but at least she won't be able to harm anybody, and her nefarious ways of doing things is over.
Schulman says of the $50,000 he invested, he only got back about $12,000 of it. In Miami, Nico Clemens, NBC6 News.
You researched her, huh? You researched her. Not very good, my friend. Not very good. You couldn't have done that good of a job of researching this woman who promised you these outrageous returns. Normally when someone's investing in like the S&P 500, the average return might be anywhere from, I don't know, let's just say 8% to maybe 11%. That's a great return on investment. This woman, according to this article on CNBC. Okay, you researched her. I don't know what kind of research you did on her, maybe what other people were saying, but okay, I'm no master. I have no degree in investing or in anything like that. I'm not saying that, but common sense will tell you that anyone who tells you in this article from CBS News, it states right here, more than 2,000 people were pursued in investing thousands of dollars. In exchange, they would get back typically 120% in 6 months investments. 120%. Where in the hell can you get back 120% on any investment? That right there should have been a red flag to anyone with any type of business sense. This man said he had a real estate business, he had an insurance business. How could you not know that this 121% was bullshit? How could you not know that? How could you not know that this was not true? But you know why you wouldn't understand? You wouldn't know it's not true is because you're investing out of greed and just ignorance. They raised approximately 190,700,000. Not quite 200 million. I know the articles they had to boost it up to 200 million to make it sound good, but so I know there are going to be people that say, "Oh, well, they were stupid." And well, obviously there were a lot of stupid people for them to raise almost $200 million. But this is not investing. This is not investing. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you what investing is. But this isn't it. And they pursued over 2,000 people. The investors in this case lost like $90 million. So what happened to the other $100 million? What happened to the rest of that money? And if in order for them to get to raise this kind of money, his 50,000 probably was at the bottom of what people were investing. And what they were investing in was cash advances, merchant cash advances. So giving loans and cash advances to small businesses. Now, she might in the beginning might have been really thinking this could have worked. And then things went left for her. And it turned into a Ponzi scheme. Like they said, the Ponzi scheme is when you raise money and you pay back some of the investors from the money you receive from new investors. So you pay back the prior investors from the new investors. But she went on a spending spree, and there were other people arrested in this, in this scam. My question is, how many of these people were men? How many people saw this attractive lady and believed, and got took it? But this isn't investing. This is gambling, because there's no way on God's green earth you're going to get back 120% return in 6 months. So the BS about him and, researching her, what kind of research did you do, sir? Yes. So the fear that people have about investing comes a lot of times from stuff like this. But like I've said before, this is a mistake that all these people who gave this woman her money made. She raised over $100 million, $190,700,000. This wasn't, some little corner scheme. This is big. This was big. This 41-year-old woman now has to do 20 years in prison for this. All the other little charges they said, forget that. We're going to give you the max on this main charge of this Ponzi scheme. So she won't be to 61 till she gets out of jail. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was living it up for 2 years worth losing 20 years? Was that a good investment for her? A better way for him to do this would have been to honestly invest. Here's a good example. If he would have took that $50,000 he had, invested it in the stock market, anywhere from 2020 to 2023, getting anywhere from a 7 to 10% return. After those few years, he would have made in profit, he would have made $12,000 $12,995.60. So anywhere, if he would have got a 7 to 10% return over those 3 years, he would have made almost $13,000. Now, if you go back to the report, says all he got back from his $50,000 that he lost was $12,000. So if he just would have invested in the old boring stock market, he would have got back, he would have earned more than he lost. That's why investing isn't about being greedy, and it's not about being ignorant. It's about knowing, doing your research, looking at the market, and just knowing what's doable, what's happening or not. If the market's only giving you between a 7 and 10% return, how in the hell are you going to get 120% from some woman on the street? Here's something that you need to know. Most fund managers and managers, they're trying to beat the market, but most of the time they can't. They can't. They tell you that they can. They might be able to do it for a year or two or for a year, but over the long haul, they can't beat the market. So the investments that you make should try to meet the market, should try to mimic the market. That's how you make money. Not like this. So investing is a gamble when you do it from the position of ignorance or greed. So if you like this video and you got anything from it, check out this video right here I did with my man Darvin Moore about the investing for dummies, the 15 ways you can lose your money really quick. We go through 15 things that you should never do as an investor. And I think these people showed you that it's true. Investing can be for dummies sometimes. Dummies do invest. And I'm out of here. Peace.